Hi everyone, I'm Ian Harvey, massage therapist. Today we're going to talk about plantar fasciitis. You may know it as the searing, stabbing, ripping sensation that you feel every morning when you get up from bed until you've taken a number of steps over the course of a few minutes and finally you can stop walking on the sides of your feet or on the balls of your feet or however you cope with it. Plantar fasciitis is characterized by this strange thing that happens. It's very unusual. It's that the pain only happens after a period of being sedentary, of sitting around for a while. So you sit down to watch a movie, when you get up, suddenly you're in agonizing pain again. The pain can occur during your workday or during your workouts, but it is most common after that period of rest. So, a lot of people have theories about why this is. For instance, that it's the body healing and then you undoing that healing. But my personal hypothesis is that it's your nervous system tightening up, tightening your muscles up, and then you paying for it because you don't need to be that tight. I'm no scientist, but what I do know is after years of doing massage, I've seen some patterns in my clients who have plantar fasciitis, that they tend to have tightness back here in their posterior low legs, otherwise known as the calf muscles. They not only have tightness back here, but about 3/4 of the time, they'll also have spasm. They'll have Charlie horses. This may be true for you, it might not, but it seems that they have a common cause. Now, I started reading my literature and I got into the physical therapy literature, and sure enough, there seems to be relief from stretching these posterior low leg muscles. And when you get into the anatomy, it makes sense. The fascia that runs through your posterior low leg, this calf, this thick white gristle, these sheets of connective tissue that keep this calf shaped, they become this Achilles tendon. They become this big cord back here, and then that big cord becomes your plantar fascia. They're continuous. So if there's too much tightness back here, there can be too much tightness right here. Now, I usually show you some self-massage here, but as much as I am loath to admit it, the stretching here actually seems to be more effective than anything that I could give you to do with your hands. So let's look at a quick stretch for your low leg, which I have seen great success for. So find a wall, any wall will do. This is my Blue Canary nightlight. The outlet by the light switch was full. You're going to place your toes up on the wall and then drop your heel, putting your foot into kind of a pre-stretched position. If you just try to raise your toes up as high as you can, it's going to be a difficult tug of war. So instead, raise your toes up and then drop your heel. So now you're in this nice pre-stretch. If this is too much for you, don't put your toes up quite so high. You may need to start right here. Your next move is going to be bringing your hips closer to this wall. So you're going to kind of thrust your way toward the wall, and you'll feel this back here. You may feel this in your foot, you may feel this in your ankle. When I do this stretch, this is what it looks like. I set my foot in place, and I rock my hips toward and away from the wall, slowly, about half a second per stretch at most. This isn't one of those long, sustained stretches. We don't want to be provoking this posterior low leg tissue. We don't want to be provoking that plantar fascia. So with each repetition, you're going to get just a little bit closer to the wall. By the 10th time, you want to be a few degrees closer than when you started. Now switch sides. And again, you want to be able to feel that stretch in your posterior low leg. And each repetition should be a little bit further. So the trick is to do this through your day. Your plantar fascia is getting tight and staying tight because it thinks it needs to. It's trying to respond to your activities of daily living. It's trying to be nice and tight so that you can stand for as long as you do, or walk slowly all day, or do those thousands of impacts if you're a walker or a runner. So we need to give your low leg and your plantar fascia the idea that sometimes you need to have a lot of stretch there, and it'll start to get the idea in its little head that you don't always need it to be so tight. So start with doing this twice per day, 10 repetitions per leg. Even if you're only feeling it in one leg, I guarantee both low legs are tight. That's been my experience with my clients. So 10 times per set and 2 sets per day. Increase that to 3 or 4 sets if you're able to tolerate this. Just stretch it far enough that you can feel it, but not so much that it hurts. Be nice to yourself. Let me know how this works. Hit me up in the comments. So consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.